Yo, it's a totally new week. First full week of February. It's Monday. You're ready to go. I'm ready to go. We need to make sure everybody else is ready to go. Let's hit it.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be.
There's so many. Oh, you know, for the new people, we used to bounce all the time, and then we realized when we bounce and if you can't hear the music, we look really weird.
Yeah, everybody's on LinkedIn like, what are these guys doing?
You got a condition or something over there? We could get a prescription for that condition. Hey, it's so fun to know that we have so many new people in this community after NADA because, you know, obviously people are going to get turned on to the podcast and the daily email. If you're not, you should be asodu.com and the social media channels. And so there's an element of just knowing that new people are in this community that we can kind of onboard into the Asoduverse or Asodu culture, because now you're a part of it, whether you like it or not.
We need to do one of those story episodes, you know, bring people like back to the beginning, right?
There's a sound effect that needs to happen here. Actually, I don't know. I think I actually have it. What is it?
Here's it?
Here it is. Story time with Kyle Mansour.
We're not going to do the story episode today, but maybe we will. I don't know. We should find like a video. We should do like a really dynamic story. We've told it a few times, but the history of Asodu goes way back to COVID times, and like been building things ever since. Just really building community, drawing together people that are like-minded. Think similar ways and want to progress the industry forward, really care about the culture of the industry, the perception of the industry outside of the industry. And so that's why we do the daily email and the show and the things and the events, because that just draws community together and we all move in the same direction. So
it's the truth. It's the truth. Well, look, you know, last week and a little bit in the week before, we talked about NADA so much, and there's all this news to talk about. There's always news to talk about every day. We wake up and we read it. We're like, oh, there's always something to talk about, which is great. What we want to do today is start the week off by giving you some of the best moments that we remember from NAD, or some of the stuff that we have recorded that we feel like is really good, because you can't see it all. We can't share it all. You can't see every social media post. You can't listen to every podcast. And so we wanted to curate a few clips of conversations we had throughout the week that we think are applicable to you on a Monday, to unlock some thinking, to unlock some energy and motivation, so that you can go out there and literally be a pass-through. Take it from here, and if you don't give it to somebody else, then you're doing it incorrectly. Doing it wrong, as Kyle always says. That's one of your sayings. You're not doing that, you're doing it wrong.
Right? Yeah, doing it wrong. Put that on the shirt.
Right. If you're not blank, you're doing it wrong. Right.
Yes. Exactly.
So here, we hope you enjoy these few clips. We're going to go bounce around, and we're also going to put links to the full episodes. A lot of these things come from full podcast episodes. And when we say that, we mean like 15 minutes. We try to keep it short for you. So who's got time for Joe Rogan? Not me.
Yeah, not me.
Not that I have anything against him. I just don't have time. I don't have 4 hours a day to listen to a podcast. So here are a few clips from the best ofs of NADA. They're linked to longer podcasts, and hope you enjoy them. Hope that they contribute a little bit to your Monday morning. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.
Come on. You all, our friends at TrueCar, know how to do it right. Alan, thanks for joining us. Matt Jones, thanks for joining us again. Always fun to have you here.
Do me a favor, encourage some dealers. What would you encourage people with in this next year? Because all of this change has been happening, and you've been on the franchise side and the vendor side and the partner side. What are you charging dealers with?
This is going to sound crazy.
In the light of that,
have the courage to doubt yourself. Have the courage, right?
Someone put that on a shirt, y'all.
Have the courage to consider that everything that you've accumulated up to this point,
someone say a thing,
might be no longer valid.
Yeah.
Wow. As the situation changes, as our industry evolves, things that we believe. I'll tell you a real quick story, and I'll date myself again. I sold.
At this point, I'm like,
I know. So I sold Chevys and Geos and Hyundais at my first dealership, and we used to get program cars from the rental car companies. We got a big shipment of Chevy Corsicas. Again, this was back in the day.
I love this. Bring me all. I can actually smell what a Corsica smells like right now.
Yeah, you can.
You know exactly what I mean.
So I get a phone up, and the guy says, "Hey, I was driving past the lot. I saw this gray-green one, and what can I buy that car for?" And I'm Greenpeace salesperson. I'm 2 months in the business. I get all excited. I put the phone down. I run over to the tower. I'm like, I think this guy's really interested. He's on the Corsica out there on the point, and he wants to know what he can buy it for. My sales manager looks down his glasses, you know, when they
yeah.
like this. We don't give out prices over the phone. If he wants to buy the car, he can come down here and I'll tell him what he can buy it for. He would not recognize our business right now. But what he knew at that time, so we don't sell cars over the phone. That was an article of faith at that time.
Right.
So here's the thing. What are the things that the four of us believe are articles of faith right now?
Whoa.
That a year from now, we're going to look back and say to us, man, you remember when we thought millennials weren't going to buy cars?
Doubt yourself. Keep going. Okay, we are here at the Cars booth with the one and only CEO, Alex Vetter. Nice to have you. Thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Thanks for being here, guys.
What was the, go back to the first booth that you guys ever had. How long ago was that? What did it look like?
He's like, you want to see my briefcase?
It was backed by a dark closet. I think the janitor's closet was next to where we started.
It was bigger. No.
And it wasn't, let's just say, a very popular destination back in the day.
You've always been a massive advocate about giving the dealers more power in the process and focusing the whole business toward like, how can we make that endpoint the hero of the entire narrative? What are you seeing with that and kind of the trajectory you're moving in 2023?
Well, look, I think the dealers that are leading with technology are communicating directly that I'm the place you want to be.
When you say the dealers leading with technology, what do you mean by that?
They're doing online financing. They're not making you sit down and negotiate that. They're showing you a digital menu of banks and what they'll give you in terms of, you know, your overall credit worthiness and your monthly payment. They're doing that online in a way where the consumer feels that, A, I'm empowered and I'm in control. On the trade-in side with AccuTrade, they're giving them real-time data and a display of what the car is really worth. They're leading with reputation, showing that I'm a 5-star rated service operation. You want to buy this new 2023 Toyota from me, not down the street, because I'm the #1 service, ranking dealership in my region. And when I say leading with technology, it's being where people are expected to be, which is out in the open.
I'm here, my man Christopher Singleton.
Yes, sir.
One of the best dressed men on the floor, I must say.
I'm the COO of the Mike Terry Auto Group, and so we're rapidly expanding. We've gotten 6 stores in the last 3 years, so we look forward to keep growing and making it happen.
Okay, so you're rapidly expanding. I think this is a challenge that a lot of small groups turning to medium groups and medium groups turning to large groups. It's a very common conversation amidst the mass consolidation. What do you feel like are the most challenging things about acquiring stores and kind of bringing them together with your existing stores?
I think the biggest thing is finding quality people. So being able to find quality people, we call it bench strength. So being able to have the bench strength to train, develop, and really create the same culture, microcosms of that culture at each one of your individual locations.
And so what would you say to a small group about to acquire a store? Any practical things that you can give them going into the acquisition to prepare them well to kind of like assimilate, bring the cultures together?
One of the biggest things is creating an infrastructure and have systems in place that you can plug anybody into and still have it to be successful. So I think have a firm plan of where it is that you want to go and have systems and processes in place that you can plug any people into and make it work. And I would say hire character and train skill. So have high character people.
John and CJ, where are you guys at in the country, dealer, and what are your roles? Roll that down real quick.
We're from the eastern part of Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, tri-state area, and I'm the dealer principal at a Ford CDJR dual point and a Chevrolet single point.
That's Ford CDJR. How does that go?
Goes well.
Amazing. And your role?
I'm the general manager
Congrats. That's a big deal. What type of things are you doing in the community currently? I'm sure, you're like,
Everything,
yeah. Do we have a seat over here somewhere? Talk to me, CJ, a little bit about what your dealerships or dealership group is doing in the community to impact that.
Yeah, I mean, we try to do everything with the community. That we're huge on community. We have local, Rotary clubs. We have local, sports teams. Chevrolet does a good job with. They do a program where you come in, you test drive car. It goes to money for Little League. I mean, anything we can do to sponsor, the high schools, the elementary schools, anything that we can do to help the children and also get our name out there. We do all of that stuff, so we're huge on that.
Yeah, corporate sponsor of Grayson Memory Days. It's a week-long festival in the around Memorial Day, and we had our first annual Pure Country Jeep Show last year, and that was a real success.
Is there a story or something that you remember from the last few years of engaging with the community that's been significantly impactful for your store or for the community?
What do you got?
I think we do a thing every year around Christmas where we give something away, and we did a car one year, and it went to a family who their daughter was going to school, and they won the car, come in, and it just I really think that probably changed their lives with being able to do that and not have to worry about that financial burden that we were able to give back to them. And I think anything that we can do to help somebody, I think it goes a long way. So that business is stressful, but being able to afford to help people makes it all worth it.
So there you have it. We hope that you can take some of that into your Monday. Again,
That was fun.
You gotta pass it along though, because if it stops right here, then you're not being open-handed. You got to give that to somebody now.
Yeah. We can't get all the 2.1 million people together to share with it, and you probably know 6 or 7 of them. So share it out with everybody. Share those thoughts and ideas. Get into your week, but build community as you go. It's a lot more fun together than alone.
We're going to come at you tomorrow, actually from the great state of Texas, yet again.